Hi guys, Exeter-rider, hope you're doing well. So this week is a beautiful sunny day with a beautiful view at the top of Exeter. Very, very nice indeed. I just might recognise this place. There's a bloke on YouTube apparently that was stupid enough to get Harley Davidson stuck here. This week is all about the Lexmoto XDV300. I've had this for a couple of weeks now, and this is going to be slightly different than my normal review because I've got 5 days of heavy, constant rain coming up. So I'm going to do this review now, and I've already filmed some bits anyway, but I've got to get this review out now. So it's a 279cc engine, to be precise. It's water cooled by the looks of it. We've got the ADV tyres on here as well. The rear shocks have got a piggyback shock canister on the back as well. And this also comes with luggage. Okay, so we get this top box here, which is I'm going to struggle to fit a full face helmet in there, but we do have space under the seat as well, which I will show you now. So keyless ignition, and all we have to do is push for the seat to pop up like so. And there's enough space for a full face helmet and a pack of sandwiches or two. So for a 300cc scooter, you don't get what you get with some of the other big 300s or 350cc engine bikes. Like you get, you know, like they're normally physically bigger than what the XDV300 is by Lexmoto, but that does have its advantages as well, of course. Braking is provided by J1. I believe that's how you pronounce it. You have to give it a bit of a squish. It doesn't particularly bite well, and they're not particularly strong. Got this hugger on the back as well. And I mean, overall, this bike is really well spec'd because, first of all, they are, for a short time only, I believe, they are giving you the panniers either side of the bike and the top box. For £4,700 you can buy this bike, plus on the road costs. So for about £4,900 you're getting a bike which is, you know, got some really decent panniers, and they are decent as well. They're lockable panniers. I haven't put them on today because I'm doing some city riding. And yeah, you've got these little pockets here, look. And this is all lined as well. You know, they really are really nice boxes. They got a gasket around the outside as well, so that prevents any rain getting in, of course. All very easily detachable, just on a clip. Yeah, really nice actually. I'll give them that. That is really quite nice indeed. The whole bike looks nice. You can tell that, as with any bike that's you know, budget, that that some of the parts are quite cheap and they're not going to be as strong as some. But they've, you know, Lexmoto are quite good at making cheap parts look good, aren't they? So that's one thing they are very good at. Electronically, we've got loads and loads as well. We've even got heated grips as standard. What else have we got? Adjustable brake lever on the left and on the right, which is impressive, you know, considering the price point here. We've got what I call a cigarette supply there, DC 12 volt, I believe. Yeah, 12 volt, of course it is. And in here we also have a USB module as well, so you can stick your phone in there, no worries at all, and charge it whilst it's running along. So what I'm going to do in this review is I'm going to take you out on the motorway, and we'll see what it's like there. It's a 300cc bike, so it should be fine. And go through the city. I'm not going to do a walk round on this one. I'm limited on time. It's blowing a hoolie here, and we're due for some heavy rain for the next 6 days very shortly. So let's get out on the road. Okay, so we're going to be doing some faster stuff. So I'm going to move the adjustable screen up. It's 3-stage adjustable, so it's on its lowest point now, and I'm going to bring it right up, mainly so you guys can hear what I'm saying rather than the wind noise. So it goes from that to that. So out on the open road, let's describe it to you. First of all, seat is very comfortable. and it doesn't push you forward too much either, which is a good thing. Obviously, with it being a scooter, you got a lot of protection from the rain. Physically sat on the bike as well, the handlebars are about normal width really. It is very much a scooter which you know, feels like a 125, and it is in a 125 frame. Apparently they are bringing this bike out in a 125 format. I think in a 125 format, I think this bike will fly. I really do. I think they'll be onto something there, because there isn't a huge amount in the ADV style 125 market, so I think that one should do pretty well. One important point to mention about scooters is how they pull away from standstill. So with a CVT belt drive, obviously you've got the rollers in the back, and sometimes they over rev. With this one, I'm going to let you listen to the engine if I can on the tractor. It bites and then it loosens up, so you can really feel the rollers bite on the clutch, and then it just loosens up for a bit, and then it just takes its and it just flatlines. So that's quite nice. I'd much rather that than having a over revving scooter. There's nothing I hate more than a scooter that revs and you're just waiting for the clutch to bite. Can't stand that. So this one's pretty good for that. It doesn't give you that sensation. The bike itself looks really cool. It feels like an adventure style scooter, but the important point here, and this is something which so many people slip up on, is that it's not an off-road scooter. Right, they're not marketing it as an off-road scooter, and it definitely isn't. We haven't got the suspension travel, we haven't got the ground clearance. It's a very low scooter really, I would say. You know, much like your normal street scooter. You know, you wouldn't take that off-road, would you? Because you'll be forever hitting the bottom of it, and that is the same as this ADV. Where the ADV part comes into it is that if you live out in the country, for example, you know, and you have to go through a little bit of, I don't know, muddy lanes, shall we say, then that's where it comes into its own. But it's not one that you're going to go laning on, and if you do, you'll cause yourself problems, because you'll just hit something you won't want to hit on the bottom. So but the ADV, the thing that I do like about ADV scooters is just the way that they look and the way that they're set up. You know, the nice wide bars that you get with them, not particularly with this scooter, but some of them you do get the wide bars. The way that the screen is set up here is really quite nice. It's got a lot of information on there, including tyre pressures as well, which is always nice to know, rather than having to test it manually. And yeah, I mean, it's got a lot on there. Rev bar, obviously the mileometer, the time. It's a little bit faint in the sun. It does tend to get a little bit lost, but at the same time, it's got, you know, got the information that you want to see. Well, it looks like we found some traffic down here, so I'm going to take you through that. Now, physically, the bike has got the handlebars, which are about the same height as a car door mirror, so you have to be a little bit mindful of that. Mirrors are, you know, giving me a good shot above my shoulder. When the bike is idle, there's quite a lot of vibrations in the mirror. Not that it's a massive issue. Now, one thing is apparent with this scooter is that you are on 13-inch rims, which is fine out in the city, but on the motorway it's nice to have something a bit bigger to make it a little less responsive. The sun does reflect in the screen as well, making it a little bit difficult to see, as you can see now. I'm hoping. Right, 70 miles an hour, and I'm at fluctuating around 7,000 RPM, which sounds quite high, but it doesn't feel high. I don't feel like I'm straining the engine. So I'd say it's a big tick actually. I think it's fair to say it does really quite well at going out on the motorway. Right, I'm going to do a quick conclusion now and walk you around the bike very briefly. Alright, so there you go, that is the XDV300, and then let me just show you quickly what it's like with me sat on it. I'm 5'8" tall, and I've got a 30-inch inside leg measurement. The front of the seat is quite narrow, certainly compared to some of the competition for this bike, and flat foot in it with a slight bend in my knee. Sat up on the bike, this is perfectly comfortable. It also has a slightly downward drooping footboard there as well, and for once it's actually really comfortable to put your feet in a forward position as well. So what's it like riding pillion? I can report that the people that have been on the back here have said that it is quite cramped, and it is, as I say, it's a 125 scooter with a 300 engine. That's the way you need to see this bike. But I don't like the underseat storage. You can only just get a full face helmet underneath there, you know, and even then you're kind of forcing the seat shut a little bit, which is a scooter fundamental, is being able to get your helmet under the seat, isn't it? So that's a bit frustrating. Overall, the bike doesn't feel too cheap. They have used cheaper materials in places, that is quite evident. But I think they know what they need to do now. I think they know that people aren't going to accept any rubbish metals, for example, now. For the money, you know, £4,700, considering you get the top boxes and the panniers in with that money. Keyless ignition, which, yeah, you know, I don't like keyless, but it has its security benefits. There's no doubt about that. And certainly being a scooter, and obviously the brand recognition as well. I'm not saying they've got a bad reputation, but it's not particularly good either, is it? They're just known for their 125 starter bikes, which is something which they do very well. Moving above 125 is a different market. So if you've got any questions, put it in the comments below. Just started chucking down with rain. We've got this for 5 days now. It's going to chuck down in a minute. But thanks very much for watching, and yeah, like and subscribe. That's the most important thing. Big thumbs up would be a big help. Thanks to Lexmoto for this. I'll see you next Sunday, 4 PM. Thanks a lot.